What up, guys? GangstaPranksta here, bringing the weekly wrestling review for April 20th and the 27th. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the show, this is where we talk everything about professional wrestling, from news, reviews to predictions. We talk about it all, so if you're a fan of professional wrestling, welcome to the show. On today's show, we got 2 weeks worth of RAW, Smackdown, Impact, NXT, and Ring of Honor. No pay-per-views. I believe there's pay-per-view next week. I think Extreme Rules. And I'll be doing the Joker Wildcard, which is another monthly TNA pay-per-view. And I think Ring of Honor might have another pay-per-view, so we might have the trifecta again like last time. But I apologize for not putting these out sooner. I was just kind of burned out on wrestling after watching, almost 20 hours worth that previous week, which was just crazy. And, I finally dipped my feet back in the water. And yeah, here we are. So we're going to be going through the Raw, not the Raw after WrestleMania, the one after that. So this isn't for the reviews for last week. That'll come sometime this week, probably Wednesday, because I'm going to upload this Monday. Probably get another Universal video up Tuesday, and then I'll probably upload the other weekly wrestling review Wednesday. So that will be for next week. This will be the 2 weeks prior. So first we got Raw. I'm not going to spend too much time on the previous week, but the last week, it's confusing to talk about. So anyways, what else? Let's talk about the important shit that happened on Raw. The Shield come out, or 3MB comes out to call it the Shield, and Brock Lesnar comes out and takes them out. He probably put the worst beating I've ever seen on people. Like when he F5'd Heath Slater on the guardrail, I'm like, wow, that looks painful. He didn't do it once, he did it twice. It looked pretty painful. His hip had to be hurting. And the way he just fucking grabbed Jinder Mahal and did a belly-to-belly suplex, it just like he didn't give a shit. He picked him up like it was nothing. Lesnar's a beast. But something I'm not a big fan of is that they're going to be having a steel cage match at Extreme Rules. Like, it's way too soon for, like, a rematch. Like, it makes no fucking sense. I mean, Triple H just won his career, saved his career. So why is he going to go into another match with Brock Lesnar? Like, it makes no sense. But it should be a good match. It's just, it's too soon. Like, there's really nothing to go off anymore. Because they should have ended this feud at WrestleMania. And I fucking hate that WrestleMania isn't the place where they end feuds anymore. Because usually WrestleMania, they end it, they end whatever feud's going in, and then they start brand new with something else, That's why I like TNA's pay-per-view Genesis, because that's what it should be, You have the big pay-per-view, and then you have Genesis. You have a brand new beginning, even though they ended up taking that pay-per-view out. Or did they? I don't remember. Whatever. So, the fact that they're continuing this is just whatever to me. What else? We had Kofi Kingston versus Antonio Cesaro. This was a good match. Kofi wins and is the new U.S. champion. Not a big fan of Kofi winning and being the new U.S. champion. I think it's just kind of dumb, especially for Cesaro. And now he's yodeling. Like, someone told me that, and they're like, oh, it's stupid. And I'm like, I gotta see this. And he starts yodeling, yodel, and he's not even good at it. Yodel, 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 yodel. Like, he's fucking terrible at it. I don't know what a fucking good yodelator sounds like. So maybe he's really fucking good. I think he sounds terrible though. And it's just dumb as shit. They're fucking ruining Antonio Cesaro. He's probably one of the better things that WWE has right now, and to do something stupid like this and then take off the US title they're gonna fucking ruin him. And they have a history of just fucking ruining characters, so hopefully they don't do anything with Antonio Cesaro. I could definitely see him being a jobber for a while now, just constantly losing, which that'd be so gay, but whatever. Kofi, new U.S. champion. And another thing, there was no build-up whatsoever. You had Kofi win the match on SmackDown, and then boom, he wins the U.S. title next week on Raw. Like, it was just sudden. Like, I wish there would have been more of a build-up, Maybe even have it out of pay-per-view. Just having it with an opponent that has some sort of story and it's not just random. So that would be my complaint. What else? We had Ryback explain why he attacked Cena, basically because Cena never helped him with the Shield when he got attacked by the Shield. Sure, okay, whatever. You know, who cares? You got beat up so many times, who gives a shit? You know, if you're gonna pick on Cena for him not helping you, then you gotta pick on fucking everybody else, because, you know, the only people that fucking helped him were Sheamus and Orton, and everybody else pretty much bad guy, so that's dumb. What else do we got? CM Punk. Oh, CM Punk came out to talk about his what he plans to do after the Undertaker, his match with the Undertaker. I don't remember which one, but basically came out and he whispered something in Paul Heyman's ear and he left. He said a little bit and then he left. I'm not sure if he said a little bit and then left or he just left. But, you know, this is rumor regarding CM Punk. He's taking some time to heal and, you know, that's good. And it's really bad for WWE because he's probably the best thing on WWE. Definitely the best heel. And I guess that's kind of why they turned Ryback heel because, you know, Punk, he can't fucking, he's going to be gone for a while, so they're going to need another big heel, and I guess Ryback will be that person, so, meh. And it ended with John Cena come out and calls out Ryback. Ryback comes out, they go back and forth, till the Shield comes out, attacks Cena while Ryback watches. Next we got NXT. It was an okay show. The next NXT show we're going to talk about was really good. But the main event of this NXT, we had Corey Graves versus Seth Rollins in a lumberjack match. This was a pretty good match. Rollins wins. There's nothing other to talk about than that match. Next we got Impact. This was the return of Petey Williams. Petey Williams, Kenny King. I wrote Petey Williams twice. I think it was Petey. Who the fuck was in that? I think it was Petey Williams, Kenny King, and Zema Ion. It was either Zema Ion or Sanjay Dutt. I don't remember which one. I wrote down Petey Williams twice by accident. But it was a pretty good match. Kenny wins. And I think it was this match that they debuted something new with the referee where he has like a camera on his head. He has like a GoPro. And, you know, they want you to make it feel like, you know, get in ring with the fucking high-flying action, and it's dumb, but, you know, it's a new idea, but it's a dumb new idea, so that's how I feel about that. Good to see Petey Williams back. Well, we'll talk about another NXT, another TNA X Division star that's supposed to be making their return. Suicide. You were able to... Well, we'll talk about it on the next Impact. Hopefully I remember. What else? And the main event of this Impact was AJ Styles versus James Storm. AJ making his return to TNA. This was a good match. AJ wins after the match. Aces attack Storm. And Bully says next week he's going to call out Hogan. We'll talk about that in a second. Next we got SmackDown. Nothing really to talk about. The only good thing was Del Rio and Swagger. They had a good match. And they had another good match on SmackDown in a no DQ match. We'll talk about that in a second. Next, we got Ring of Honor. This was post... What was the last pay-per-view? I think it was Supercard of Honor. That was the last pay-per-view. So this is post Supercard of Honor. So it starts out with Nigel McGuinness is in the ring surrounded by the ROH roster. They bring out the new champ, Jay Briscoe. Jay Briscoe comes out, thanks to fans for the support of him ridding Steen as the world champion. Adam Cole gets in the ring, and then he thanks Jay for beating Steen, and then kind of turns heel and says he's the future world champion. And so. Could he be the leader of Scum? Actually, we'll talk about that in a second. A lot of stuff happened on the last episode, so we'll talk more about that in a second. What else we got? Eddie Edwards and Bobby Fish. They had a good match. Like, it was good as shit. Like, check it out if you haven't checked it out. And the main event was Caprice Coleman, Cedric Alexander, Mike Mondo, Mark Briscoe, BJ Whitmer scramble match. This is a pretty good match. Mark Briscoe wins, and he gets a TV title match against Matt Taven and I think Border Wars, which will be in Toronto. So that'd be cool. Next we got Raw. So this is the Raw from like 2 weeks ago. This was the Raw in the UK. So think of it like that. So it starts out with Paul Heyman. He talks about Lesnar challenging Triple H to another match. Heyman says Triple H won't be here. Triple H comes out, accepts the match, and then pedigrees Heyman. What else? We had Dolph Ziggler and Chris Jericho. Good match. Ziggler wins. What else? Oh, The Shield versus Undertaker in Hell No. This was a good match as well. I recommend checking it out just for the fact that Undertaker being on Raw, actually wrestling in a match against The Shield. It was a good match. The Shield won. Undertaker had another match on SmackDown against Dean Ambrose, which was really good. Well, not really good. It was a good match. I actually recorded a Dean Ambrose Undertaker match for the backdrop of this video, and that match was actually really fucking good as well. So when you see that match pop up, watch it, because it was actually a good back and forth match. We had AJ, Naomi, Tamina, Oksana, and Layla in a battle royale to determine a number 1 contender. This match sucked, but AJ won, so she gets a match against Caitlyn. Definitely see AJ gonna win, probably at Extreme Rules, and then her and Dolph are gonna be champions. And I don't know about Biggie Lynch. He's already the NXT champion, so that doesn't matter. But anyways, the show ends with Mick Foley comes out, calls out Ryback. Ryback comes out, they go back and forth. It ends with the Shield coming out and Cena making the save for Ryback, and then giving Ryback a big FU. So, fuck you, Ryback. I think Ryback should have took out Cena, in my personal opinion, but that's just me. Next we got NXT. This was a good show. So this was the Champions episode, whatever. Basically, they had a bunch of title matches. They had an IC title match, US title match, Divas title match, and NXT title match. So, first match, Adrian Neville versus Antonio Cesaro for the US title. This was a good match to start out the show. You had Cesaro win. You knew none of the titles were going to change hands, especially on NXT, but there were still some good matches, especially the opening match, Antonio Cesaro, Adrian Neville. They had a good match. I definitely recommend check out the whole show because it was actually pretty good, and that was a solid opening match. Next we got Caitlyn versus AJ, Divas title match. It was a pretty good match. Caitlyn wins. Next we got Biggie Langston versus Brad Maddox in the NXT title match. Blah match. Biggie just won in like 5 seconds, so I would have liked to seen a more competitive match, but yeah, whatever. And last but not least, the main event, Wade Barrett versus Bo Dallas, IC title match. A good match. Barrett wins and retains his IC title. You know, this match is really fucking late, actually, because it should have happened near the Royal Rumble. But, you know, whatever. NXT, probably starting to become one of my favorite shows. That and Ring of Honor. And Impact. I'll say Impact, too. It has its moments. The last episode was not good, which we'll talk about in a second. And, it's, you know, I don't know, the whole thing with aces and eights, I don't know, it's just, like, fucking annoying now. That's me, though. So it starts out with James Storm comes out, calls out AJ. He talks about his match with AJ, then calls out aces and eights. Daniels and Kazarian come out and say that they should reform Fortune. AJ, Kaz, Daniels, Kazarian, and maybe Bobby Roode, which would be interesting. It would be interesting. I would like to see that. So anyways, the reunion is cut short after Kazarian and Daniels take out Storm. Aces come out trying to attack Storm, but Joseph Park tries to make the save. He gets 3D'd through a table. And Bully says Hogan is their next victim. What else? We have a promo regarding the return of Chris Sabin. He's supposed to return next week. I'm super excited for this. I'm actually really excited for the X Division now. You know, you got PD, you got Sanjay, you got King, Zima Ion. Now you're going to have Chris Sabin thrown in the mix. You know, I'd just love to see Chris Sabin back on TV. I'm a huge Chris Sabin fan. One of my favorite X Division wrestlers, one of my favorite people to watch on Impact. I really like the Motor City Machine Guns, but I really like Chris Sabin as a solo wrestler as well because he was really good. And that should be interesting. The other X Division star that might make a return is Suicide. During the show, you could vote for Rashad Cameron, somebody else, and Suicide. And it's like, what? Like, you're going to make Suicide come back? Like, out of all the people you could bring back, Shark Boy, Curryman, I'd say Amazing Red, but I think he signed to WWE. You got so many people, but you want to bring back Suicide? Like, come the fuck on. That's so gay. That's just me. Next, we got Rude and Aries versus Chavo Hernandez. Tag team title match. Good match. Chavo and Hernandez win after Bad Influence get involved and kind of cost Rude the match. What else? We got Matt Morgan comes out, blames everything that happened with Aces and Eights on Hogan. He calls out Hogan. Hogan comes out. He says he's the guy to beat Bully Ray. Hogan says Morgan is good, but his intentions are wrong. And, oh my god, just stop with the Matt Morgan. Like, they really have nothing for him, but they keep using him week after week after week. And especially in the world title, like, scene, it just... I don't know what they could do with Matt Morgan, honestly. I think everything they do is wrong. That's just my opinion. They should have done something with him and Joey Ryan as a tag team. But, I don't know, they didn't. And, I don't know, Matt Morgan's just a fucking... I don't like him. His character is so annoying. Like, he just comes out, bitches, and complains. Like, just stop. And you can't really have that good of matches. So, it's just a lose-lose situation for him. Next, we got Mickie James versus Velvet Sky for the Knockouts title. Pretty good match. Velvet wins. And to end the show, Bully Ray comes out, calls out Hogan. Hogan comes out. Bully says he's going to take out Hogan. Hogan hulks up, takes out Bully Ray. Aces surround the ring. Lights go out. Sting appears. Acts like he's turning on Hogan, but ends up taking out the Aces and Eights. Next, we got Smackdown. Starts out with Del Rio and Jack Swagger in a no DQ match. This was a good match. Definitely recommend checking out this match. What else do we got in the show? Nothing else really to talk about other than the main event. Undertaker versus Dean Ambrose. It might have been a short match, but it was pretty good. And Taker wins by DQ after the Shield interferes. After the match, the Shield takes out Taker. They spear him through the barricade and powerbomb him through the announce table, which was pretty awesome. Definitely check that out. Next, we got Ring of Honor. So it starts out with Kevin Steen comes out and is immediately interrupted by Steve Corino. Corino says it's okay that Steen lost the title. They will still destroy Ring of Honor. Steen says now that Jim Cornette is gone, Ring of Honor is fine. Corino says Corino has ruined Scum by bringing in Matt Hardy. And Corino freaks out. He's like, how dare you say that about Matt Hardy? And Corino says Steen is no longer a part of Scum, and then they beat him down. So Kevin Steen no longer part of Scum. Something I talked about earlier on Ring of Honor is possibly making Adam Cole the face of Scum, which would be kind of out there. I really think the leader of Scum should be Matt Hardy, just because it would fit him. The fans hate him. And he's probably the most hated person on Ring of Honor. So I think that place would just be perfect for him. And yeah, that should be interesting. But as of right now, there's no definitive leader besides Steve Corino. Next, we got Roderick Strong versus Mike Bennett. Pretty good match. Strong wins. And in the main event, ACH versus Matt Taven for the TV title. Pretty good match. Matt Taven wins and retains as a Ring of Honor title. If you want to know how to watch Ring of Honor, what you want to do is you want to go to ROHWrestling.com, sign up for a free account, and you can watch the show there. Every Thursday is when they upload new videos. So, next we got some wrestling news, some pretty interesting stuff. First, WrestleMania being the highest grossing event in WWE history. Not shocking. Last year was, the biggest event. Now this year was the biggest event, and it made them over, I don't know if it made them over, but it made them $72 million. just from WrestleMania, people buying the pay-per-views, buying tickets, buying all merchandise. That's nuts. $72 million. I wonder how much of that they actually make. Because, you know, you got to split it with the arena or something. I don't know. It's interesting, though. But $72 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So I just thought that was interesting. Next, The Rock says he might have wrestled his final match. So a fan asked him on Twitter yesterday about, I don't know what he asked, but he said that might have been his final match. His 3-year goal has come to an end, and he's proud of what he did. So, you know, at WrestleMania he tore his abdomen muscle, and you know, there's a lot of rumblings that because when he was injured, he missed a bunch of press conferences and award shows for his new movie Pain and Gain, and now there's it's a rumor that there's a lot of people telling him, you know, you got injured because you wrestle, and if you don't wrestle, you know, you could attend your movie premieres and your award shows and all that good stuff. So, you know, that will just tell, if he does that, then that will just tell us that the movies are more important than wrestling, which they probably are because they make more money for them, and I don't think it's as hard on his body. You know, wrestlers have probably the hardest job. You know, they're beating themselves up every day, not every day, but a couple days a week, and they're doing it for like over 200 days a year. So that'd be crazy. It's a crazy schedule for anybody, like, if you really think about it. So, and he's getting up there in age. You know, he came back. He had some pretty good matches. He won the WWE title. So, let me know in the comments, would you be satisfied if that was The Rock's final reign? Like, if he never came back to WWE, that was the last stuff he did in WWE with John Cena and CM Punk, would that be fine with you? Let me know in the comments. I think it would, kind of. I don't know, because there's a lot of rumors that, you know, The Rock was going to wrestle Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30, so apparently that's off. Or maybe he's making people think, you know, he's pulling Chris Jericho, where he's like, no, I'm not going to do it, and then he comes and does it. So that should be interesting. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. What else? Next, Pro Wrestling Noah talents removed from Ring of Honor pay-per-view. Marufuji was supposed to come in for Border Wars. I think there's two Japanese wrestlers who are supposed to come in. There's supposed to be Marufuji and someone else. Anyways, he was supposed to take on Davey Richards at the show, and then he was supposed to take on Michael Elgin at a pay-per-view taping. But now that he's injured, they brought in someone, like, as much as I love to see the Japanese wrestlers on Ring of Honor, they are bringing in someone who I'm so excited to see. They're bringing in Paul London to take on Davey Richards at Border Wars. If you weren't excited about Border Wars before, how could you not be now? Paul London coming back to Ring of Honor, one of the guys that helped build Ring of Honor. He was one of the first stars in Ring of Honor, and then he kind of left to go do his thing in WWE. And he hasn't been in Ring of Honor, like, shit, a long ass time. And I am so fucking excited to see him. Like, that should be a great match. And then him versus Michael Elgin, hopefully it's a full-time thing. Hopefully he comes back to Ring of Honor and can do some more stuff other than these two appearances. What else do we got? Bruno Sammartino recently spoke about his deal with WWE, and apparently he might be in the new WWE 14 game. He might be the first legend, which would be pretty cool. I wouldn't use him, but it would be cool to see him in the game just after all the stuff he's been through. So that would be cool. Just a little side note there. He might be in the game. What else? If you live in Canada and you watch TNA Impact on the regular, you might be in some shitty luck, because Spike TV is being dropped from the VIP package for Canadian television network Rogers and will no longer offer Impact Wrestling as part of their basic service. TNA fans who TNA fans and those who want to watch Spike TV will be forced to purchase the classic television package at an additional price. Rogers is a piece of shit. Now, I don't know too much about their TV stuff, but I know about their internet, because I have their internet. I think our phone, internet, and TV is all hooked up through Rogers. And they are fucking assholes when it comes to internet. Like, putting a limit on the bandwidth, I think is so fucking dumb. Like, limiting you to, like, 200 gigs a month. Like, I upload a lot of videos. I'm on the computer a lot. I'm doing a lot of stuff with YouTube. I run through my shit quick. And this is really annoying because then we have to pay an overcharge fee. I fucking hate Rogers. There's another company in Canada called Tech Savvy. It's supposed to be a lot better. We're thinking about switching, but fuck Rogers. There's another reason I hate them. Even though I watch all my wrestling on the computer, like, I don't watch TV anymore. If I want to watch a show or a movie, whatever, I got the internet. Like, who watches TV nowadays? Let me know. Do you watch TV? Do you watch all your shit on the internet? Let me know in the comments. What else do we got? WWE partners with E for a new Divas reality show. I actually didn't read this prior. I was supposed to read it going into this, but I did not read it. I'll just read the fucking title. E announces new series revealing the real women behind the WWE Divas that proves that drama is even bigger when they step outside the ring. It's supposed to be called Total Divas. It goes inside the personal lives of the sexy superstars who entertain tens of millions of passionate fans every week, and newcomers vying for that coveted title. So it's pretty much going to be a behind scenes of all the divas, which, you know, everyone watches Raw and Smackdown so they can watch the divas. Said nobody, you know? So who the fuck is going to watch this reality show? I might check it out, but I don't think I'll be watching it consistently. I might just watch the first episode. So, yeah, that's just me. What else? And last but not least, WWE teases a fourth member for the Shield. So WWE.com has posted an article questioning whether or not the Shield has a mystery fourth member. You know, they did this article where they talked about factions, and good factions have 4 people. So is it possible that the Shield has a fourth member? I would like to see a fourth member, and I wouldn't. You know, I just think it would be too much if they added a fourth. Just because everyone plays their roles so good. You got Ambrose, he's a talker. You got Rollins, he's just kind of there. And then you got Roman Reigns, he's the muscle. So, there's a lot of people being rumored for this spot. You know, Cassius Ohno would fit. Who else? What was the other guy? I don't remember. There's a couple people that were rumored for the spot. So, if the Shield were to add a fourth member to the group, who would you like to see in the group? Let me know in the comments. And personally, I would say Cassius Ohno. I think it would be perfect for him. You know, he's a big guy. He could fit in this role well. And it would be awesome to see him with Seth Rollins, dating back to their Ring of Honor days. So that'd be cool. So that's it for the wrestling news and the weekly wrestling review all together. I want to thank you guys for watching. Come back next time where we got reviews for Raw, SmackDown, Impact, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, Impact, Ring of Honor, NXT. That was it. Okay, I missed the show, I thought. And I think there's going to be some pay-per-view stuff. I'm not too sure which one. I think we might have predictions for Ring of Honor Border Wars or what else? Ring of Honor Border Wars, Extreme Rules, and the Joker Wildcard TNA pay-per-view. I don't know when those are. I know they're coming up, so they might be reviews for next week or maybe the week after. So look forward to that. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Come back next time. Till then, guys, peace out.